What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. So listen, this is an impromptu late live. I hope y'all are doing well. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, you guys, as you come into the building. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream as well, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right. So we're gonna hop into this live. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, but I needed to pop up here and show some love to you guys. So hopefully, as you come in, you hit the like button and you guys get ready to give your 2 cents on the topics that I have for you this evening. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is doing great. Pharaoh in the building. Thank you, Pharaoh, for the super chat. Says, hey, D, the great AKA Fluffy. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you guys. Listen, how you doing, Pharaoh? I hope all is well with you. Hopefully we get more people coming into the live stream. Hopefully, if so hopefully we get more people in the live, y'all, because if not, I will not be coming back at this time. I just want to make that clear. But I wanted to share this this story with you guys of this track run. I don't know if you guys have seen on social media, this girl hit this her opponent in the head with the the track thing, what they call it. I used to run track and I can't remember. But I want to talk about this, and I have a few other things I want to talk about because this is crazy. And it's interesting how she's the one who bopped this girl in the head with the baton, and now she's claiming the victim. So once again, no accountability whatsoever. She's saying it was a mistake, but I want to get your thoughts on it. So make sure you chime in the comments. I don't want to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the clip. Y'all definitely chime in. Let's get into it. Thank you, Farrah. I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Once again. So here's the clip.
Wacked during a relay, a high school runner hit another runner in the head with a baton during a track meet.
ABC's Janae Norman has the story.
Junior Kaylin Tucker was running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships when the shocking incident happened.
That's when she hit me with the baton.
Watch again as you see the two sprinters running side by side as they round the corner with Kaylin on the outside, Kaylin's mother cheering her on.
Let's go, Kaylin! Let's go!
Just as Kaylin is passing the other runner, the athlete swings her baton, striking Kaylin.
I just felt a bang on my head, and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
The 16-year-old was later diagnosed with a concussion. The family says neither the athlete who struck Kaylin nor the other team's coaches checked on Kaylin or reached out afterwards.
To see that they kept running and she not stop and check on my daughter, that was the part where I was like, it couldn't have been an accident.
The other runner, who attends IC Norcom High School, has not been named. Kaylin's parents say Norcom's athletic director and the girl's father apologized in a phone call, but they're still waiting for the opposing athlete and her coaches to reach out.
We definitely want the coaches and a personal apology from the actual athlete as well, because it's only, it's only right.
The Virginia High School League saying in a statement, we thoroughly review every instance like this, adding the VHSL membership has always made it a priority to provide student athletes with a safe environment for competition.
And that was ABC's Janae Norman. Kaylin's parents say they are waiting to see what disciplinary action will be taken against the other athlete before they decide on their next steps.
So before we move forward, because the attacker is going to speak out, and of course she's crying and she's claiming to be the victim, and she's going to give her account or her story of what happened. But I mean, did she not know that there was cameras out there? The cameras can't lie. We see that she raised her hand up towards that girl and whacked her in the head. I'm just saying. I used to run track in high school, and there's no reason for your arm to come way up there like that. If anything, if it was, in my opinion, if it was actually a mistake, it could have been, it wouldn't have hit her in the head, may have hit her on the lower extremity, or either maybe knocked her down or something if you lost your balance. And I'm gonna play what she's saying actually happened versus what we see on the cameras, and it's not adding up. And I just think that there should be charges. I think they should, they should file charges against her, because that young lady has a brain fracture. That is scary. And I just, I think, in my opinion, I think her emotions took over. She realized that this young lady was gonna pass her up, and she didn't know what else to do. She panicked, and that's all she could do is hit her in the head and to stop her. You know what I'm saying? From passing her up and possibly winning the race. She let her emotions take over. It's very clear. There's no justification for what she did whatsoever. And everybody sees it. Everybody that I've seen comment on this realize what they saw. And they're not trying to blind themselves and tell themselves that it was something else. This is why I say a lot of, even these young women, their emotions take control, and they feel that they can do whatever they want and don't think that there's going to be any repercussions. And they think that they could cry their way out and play victim enough, and nobody is going to do anything. Oh, you can just get away with it. And the fact that her parents are backing her, I think that's a wrong move. And I understand how parents are with their children. You want to protect them. But if you clearly see that your child is in the wrong and everybody else sees it, you should be able to hold that child accountable. I'm sorry, because it's going to look bad and it's going to work against her. And so it just was unfortunate. But this is crazy, that she would even do something like that and think that nobody, trying to convince us that that's not what it was. But I'm going to go ahead and play what the attacker had to say, and y'all be the judge of what y'all think about this situation. Here we go. Let's continue.
Half hour, a high school senior in Portsmouth is speaking out about a viral video showing her hitting her opponent in the head with a baton.
It happened in Lynchburg last week during the Class 3 State Indoor Championship. Markeisha Jackson from our sister station has more.
Everybody has feelings, so you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back.
We didn't see any of that. And if you go and watch this play by play, you do not see her baton get stuck in her back, in her shirt at all. I didn't see that at all. And I watched it several times to see if that was the case. And they had it from different angles. I did not see the baton go up the back of the girl's shirt. We saw your hand visibly, clearly go up and hit this girl. It was not entangled in her shirt. Even if the baton was entangled in the back of her shirt, your arm is up like this and hit her. It wouldn't still hit her head. It would at least went up her shirt, and then you could control your arm, right? And you would hold your arm back. Your arm would jack back if it comes out of her shirt, probably come back and more likely hit you before it hit her in the top of her head. So that's some BS, and we clearly saw it. So, child, let's continue.
I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
Well, ma'am, and in that 9-second video, no, you assaulted a person. And this is where I say, listen, we talk about the modern women hyenas, the grown ones. you gotta set the example for your child. The whole world saw you lean back and hit this girl in the head. There's no, you can't cry your way out of this. This is crazy. Now your parents gotta go to court and do all these things, and now people are gonna know you for assaulting a person. You know, when this is something that you didn't have to do. Clearly, this girl was passing her up, and she reacted. She was like, "Oh hell no, I can't let her pass me up. I don't." You know, she got enraged and she reached over and did the only thing she could was whack this girl in the top of her head with that damn baton. She could have. This girl, they're saying she has a skull fracture. This girl could have a brain bleed or something worse because you got in your feelings and you was about to lose and didn't realize that everybody was going to see it. Because see, if there were no cameras and if nobody saw this, she could explain it away and, you know, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was just a mistake and move on. But now you're being held accountable and there should be some type of charges. Her parents are going to have to deal with this. And as much as you want to protect your kids, if your child decides to do something like this, you need to hold them accountable. I'm sorry, because it would be a better look to hold your daughter accountable and have her apologize publicly and you know, come up with a statement to say, you know, what was going on and that she apologized and she don't know what came over her or something. And she apologized and she would never do it again. She's so sorry. And you need to go talk to the other parents and the girl who had you badged and apologize and tell her that you're sorry because this was uncalled for. And to sit here and try to make us see something that we don't see is just ridiculous to me. You know, but a lot of people are used to, you know, throwing rocks and hiding your hand, and then nobody, you know, you can hide your hand when nobody is looking, and then you can play victim. Now she's the victim talking about, oh, people don't know what she feeling. No, we saw what you did. Why should we? And these are young people, and it's unfortunate, but still, you know right from wrong. And then when the parents just sit there and like, oh, my daughter she wouldn't do that. Well, she did, ma'am. We saw it. We saw her do it. You saw her do it too, but you're going to try to justify it and act like that didn't happen. What about the other young lady? Because it happened to her. But this is the mentality that a lot of people have. You don't take no accountability for anything. And a lot of these older women don't take accountability and they're passing this type of mentality down to their children. And this is why stuff like this happen. Look at that.
That was Markeisha Jackson reporting. Now, the Virginia High School League says they are still reviewing the situation. Portsmouth Public School says they will support whatever ruling comes.
And keep reviewing it. Review it over and over and over because I've watched it several times and not one time. Let's look at it again because this is look.
Junior Kaylin Tucker was running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships when the shocking incident happened.
That's when she hit me with the baton.
Watch again as you see the two sprinters running side by side as they round the corner with Kaylin on the outside. Kaylin's mother cheering her on. Just as Kaylin is passing the other runner, the athlete swings her baton, striking Kaylin.
I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
The 16-year-old was later diagnosed with a concussion. The family says neither the athlete who struck Kaylin nor the other team's coaches checked on Kaylin or reached out afterwards.
To see that they kept running and she not stop and check on my daughter, that was the part I was like, it couldn't have been an accident.
The other runner who attends IC Norcom High School has not been named. Kaylin's parents say Norcom's athletic director and the girl's father apologized in a phone call, but they're still waiting for the opposing athlete and her coaches to reach out.
We definitely want the coaches and a personal apology from the actual.
Over and over and over and over, and you could see that she hit that girl in the head on purpose. There's no other. She didn't think that people was going to see. Somehow, maybe she didn't think there was going to be cameras. She didn't think people, maybe they weren't going to see it close up and she could just say it was a mistake or whatever. No, you're going to have to be held accountable. They need to press charges, every charge that they can press. and to hold her accountable. And the parents need to stop coddling her, because she's going to continue to think that this type of behavior is okay. And then she's going to do something else. You know what I mean? Like, this is why I say this all the time, and it applies to any and everybody. Listen, accountability is key. You can't just go out here and get in your feelings or emotions or react to something because you don't like something, and you just react in any old kind of way and think that you're supposed to just walk away, scot-free, and nothing happens to you. And they're young, but you got to learn this early on. And when you have parents, women and men who sit here now, I mean, listen, as much as I love my children, I'm just saying, if I would have watched this video and that was my daughter and I see clearly that she whacked that girl in the head, I'd have to have a conversation with her like, what the hell was you thinking? Why would you do that? I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't just see what I saw, because it's going to affect her, potential career, if this is what she wants to do later on in life. If you deny it and you act like it didn't happen when we see it, then this is going to go with you as you go forward. She might want to run track. She might want to go to the Olympics or do that. This is going to travel with her. So the best thing, in my opinion, would be to apologize. You're busted. You didn't think nobody was going to see you. You didn't think you was going to get busted, right? So to me, I think the best thing would be to do, since you're busted, you should do it anyway, but everybody can see. Instead of still trying to justify it and lie about it, tell the truth, own up to it, take accountability. People will understand that a lot more, and it'll go away. But the longer you keep sitting here denying it and acting like we don't see what we see, it's going to look bad for her. And that's going to go with her as she tries to move on in her, in her career or endeavors. People, especially if she wants to pursue, this professionally. So I just think she should stop lying and crying. Why are you crying? Because you got caught? That's the thing that bugs me when I see stories like this. When the aggressor or the attacker is always the one who want the most sympathy, the one who's always crying. Now, we didn't even see the girl who got hit in the head. She wasn't even crying. She should feel some kind of way, because there's somebody that whack you in the head and you ain't even do nothing. I would have been probably crying because I would want to whack her back. But I know I probably couldn't do it, because then I'm going to be looked at as the aggressor and, just as aggressive. So you got to hold that L and go and talk about it, because you don't want to look like, you aggressive too. But hey, I would have been crying because I couldn't go whack her ass back. I'm just saying, like, come on, this is crazy. I thought this story was crazy. Yeah. And I just think they need to press charges, the family. And I wouldn't want to talk to them either. Why? I don't have nothing to say to y'all. Why? What else? Look, outside, if you ain't apologizing and you're not, more remorseful for what you did, why would I want to talk to you? You're still trying to say that ain't what happened. So why would they want to talk to you? I would not want to talk to them. Farrell, thank you for the super chat, says the attacker deserves a bare knuckle spar with Mike Tyson. Right. Child, set her straight. Thank you for the super chat, Farrell. Classy perspective. Thank you for the super chat, classy perspective. What's going on? Hopefully she doesn't have nerve damage, which can affect different reactions and emotions in the brain. Right. That's scary. Like, you get hit in the head like that and they say she had a concussion. That could be very, very serious. But people don't think about that, classy. Nobody thinks about that. You just react and do what you want to do, and whatever happens to the other person, whatever. And then you got the nerve to sit up here and cry like somebody did you something. I never understand that. I never understand why the person who committed the crime is always the ones breaking down crying, and the other person is sitting, standing strong. Because you want to deflect, and you want people to think that you're the victim when you're not. Thank you, Classy. I appreciate you for the super chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, it's no accountability whatsoever. Whatever, they're minors. If I'm not, they're minors. So I don't know what penalties are for that, but she need to get whatever penalties are for that, because that is assault. That girl anything could happen to her. You know what I'm saying? And if it was my child, I'm just saying, I know they're minors and you can't touch a minor, but girl, that I just couldn't imagine. I watched that video over and over and over, trying to see when I heard this young lady say, oh, well, you know, and then in one of the clips, the father even said that the girl kind of came out of her lane. The girl who was attacked did not come out of her lane. The only time she came out of her lane, if y'all watch it, is when she got hit. When she got whacked in the head, she moved over into the lane and onto the side because she was grabbing her head hurt. But other than that, she was still in her lane. There was nothing that she was doing was wrong. The other girl just decided to hit her the moment she saw her passing her, and that's just it. I don't care what they try to say, how they try to flip it up, how they try to change it around. This was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, and this was unfortunate, and it's uncalled for. And nobody believes her. Nobody believes, you know, that this was an accident. If it was an accident, we would have seen it as an accident. No, we saw you clearly raise your arm back and bust that girl in the head with that damn baton, and that was just that. Nothing was stuck in her shirt. Even if it was stuck in her shirt from the back and came up, it would go back. No, you went forward and knocked her in the head. So I just thought this was crazy, unfortunate, and I don't think parents should uphold this type of behavior. I really don't. I really don't. Yep, she was hit right in the cerebellum. Wow, that's crazy. Reminds me of the Tanya Harding situation. Right. Thomas. Yeah, Tanya Harding, we clearly saw her do that on purpose. She pissed me off when I saw that happen because first off, the other girl, what's her name? I forget her name, but I liked her. She was a much better skater anyway. And that damn Tanya was not that good. And then you want to go and hit this girl in the leg because you know that she was gonna beat your ass. And look at her now. Oh my God, she looks horrible. And I don't really be liking to talk about people like that, but Tanya Harding looks horrible. Lord, she looks like the crypt keeper. But anyway, you know, I'm just saying, like, that was crazy. And then she do it and run off and act like nobody saw her do that. You know, that's just crazy. These people in these sports, they get crazy. Yeah, Nancy Kerrigan, yes. Yeah, I remember that. And I mean, I was like, why would she do? I was shocked and appalled by that as well. And I knew you was mad because that girl was a better skater. So I think these women, it don't matter what color what race you are, just in general, these emotions, they can't handle it. You know, if somebody better than you, or, you know, it's and you see it, they get jealous. In the sports world, no matter whether it's cheerleading, volleyball, no matter what type of basketball, what type of sports, when it involves women, they get really, really crazy. I mean, there have been instances where people have been deleted because they didn't like the other person and the other person was better than them, and they just take them out, go do something to them, and then act like they don't know anything because that person was better than them. It was tired of them winning and they wanted a shot and they wanted to do something. I mean, it gets crazy. You hear me? My husband just was telling me about, I think this was last week. There was the lady, one of the parents, I think it was I don't know if it was a cheerleading team or whatever. He was just telling me they all had to evacuate the hotel, the building, because they had a convention. It was a convention. I think it was some type of athlete convention with young girls. And the mother brought a gun in, waving a gun, talking about she gonna shoot somebody because she mad about something. I'm like, and they get crazy. They lose their damn minds. It's like if the parents don't have any control, you know, where do you think the children are getting it from? They're following, you know, monkey see, monkey do. Like mother, like daughter. Like they doing exactly what they see. And them parents, you know, uphold that type of behavior because they do it. So there's no logical reasoning with the parents because the parents act that way too. That's where the children get it from. The cerebellum is responsible for all of a person's motor skills. It's located in the rear of the brain, right where she was struck. That's crazy. I hope she's okay and she don't have any lasting issues with that or whatever, because that would be unfortunate. That make you want to go, you know, get that person. It's like, come on now. That was unnecessary. But anyway, we everybody saw this, and she's probably shocked and crying because she mad that she got caught, that people actually saw her do it, and we're not stupid enough to sit here and try to change the story and turn a blind eye to what we actually saw and say that it was something else. It doesn't make any sense. we are not all black the same. You can't do identification through pigmentation. Females been wilding out for the past 3 years. Child, even more than that, Avenue 77, more than that, longer than that. Arlie, thank you so much for the super chat and the support. I appreciate you. Says, kept watching the video hoping maybe it was accidental, but the more I watch it, it's clear she don't want her to pass her, and she did what she did. Yes, Arlie, that's what I was doing. Cause look, I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. You know, I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like she said, it was. Let me look at it before I decided to talk about it. I watched it like 12 times, if not more, to see. I tried paused it and then I went back to see if the baton really got caught up in her shirt, but it doesn't make any sense. If it got caught up in her shirt, she wouldn't have been able to come back and hit her like this. If something get caught in the shirt, you got to pull it out. If anything, you'll come out and hit yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's making sense to y'all. Think about it. If something get caught in your shirt from the back like that, and you got to pull it out, and you got to pull, so pull it comes back. But she went forward, so nothing was caught. You was able to clearly throw your hands up and bop the shit out of that girl in the head. That it don't go like that, you know, and we all saw it. I'm saying, you know, so people will lie to the end to try to save themselves, but the cameras don't lie. The cameras are showing us what happened. And it's to keep going with the lie. It's ridiculous. You might as well come clean and admit it. Said you got mad that she was passing you. You got it caught up in your feelings because you really wanted to win. And you did something that you shouldn't have done. And apologize and keep it moving. Thank you, Arlie. I appreciate you for the support. I mean, come on now. That's crazy. I mean, it don't make no sense. Sabotage is out of control all around nowadays. It happens so much in the workplace that many talented people have become entrepreneurs, child. Clear. Get the likes up. Please hit the like button, y'all. We can't unsee what we really saw. Exactly. I mean, we would be delusional to just start saying something else. Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding 2.0, right? You know, crack that girl in her head because you mad, because you was losing. Yes, hitting someone in the back of the head can cause brain damage. That's boxing doesn't allow it during fights. She cocked her arm back and struck her. Yes, she did. Black young people are out of damn control in America. She cracked her. Yeah, it's beyond pathetic to steal somebody's destiny so you can be put in their place by default. Shaking my head. That's crazy. This is not simple. This is about people trying to pass. Yeah, this is crazy though. Thank you once again, Arlie, for the super chat. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. At least hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. So yeah, I wanted to just come and give my thoughts on this particular story because this was insane. I hope that they press charges. I really do, because you know the parents are just going to have to deal with this, because this is not the type of behavior that you should be putting out there. This is they're young. And if there's no consequences for her doing something like this, what else is she capable of doing? Does she have an anger management problem? What's going on with this young girl to where she felt okay to do this to this other young lady and not think about the consequences whatsoever? You know what I'm saying? If people knew that if they did a certain thing, automatically they're going to be held accountable in the worst way, they might not do it. But if you think you can get away with something, or if you've already, always got away with stuff, then you're more inclined to keep doing it. You're more inclined to keep doing it if you know you can get away with it. A thief is going to continue to steal as long as he or she is getting away with it, right? As long as you know that, hey, I'm going to steal out this place and nothing's going to happen, you're going to keep doing it. Because that's what you do. But if you go steal somewhere and they're going to catch you on spot every time, you ain't going to keep trying that. Like people know where to steal from. People know, I can go over here to this store and I could, they don't have cameras and I get away with it all the time. But you know what? I can't go over here to this store because they got cameras and they got security, and I can't go over there and steal because you're going to get caught. So you go where it's easier and a little bit more convenient for you to commit a crime, and keep doing it until you get caught. Then when you get caught, oh, well, you got caught. So yeah, that's why accountability is important. Um, it really is. And so I just think that this, once again, this is unfortunate. I think um, parents shouldn't support this type of behavior. You should talk to your children and you should explain to them right from wrong and don't condone that type of behavior. That the parents should be telling her to apologize, and so they can get past this and apologize to the parents of that daughter, so they won't press charges and really do something to try to rectify the situation as best you can. That's it. And then they need to focus on their daughter and why she did that, and maybe get her some help or something. But sitting there crying with her and lying is not the way to go. I'm just saying. All right. So that's enough of that, you guys. Let's move on. I want to pull up this clip that I've been seeing on social media. This is of this 57-year-old woman. I don't know if you guys have saw this, but I want to play it. This woman giving a little bit of her story. I want to play a little bit of it, and I want to get your thoughts on it. It's kind of what we speak to when it comes to the dating scene and women wasting a lot of time and then not realizing that they're wasting time and then where they end up. So I want to play a little bit of this, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. All right. So here we go.
Hey everybody, I am recording this in my car, which I don't record in my car very often. I usually will do it at home with a full setup, but I wanted to jump on. And as you all know, one of my slogans is truth, transparency, and triumph. And I have, been wanting to share things, but it is difficult because I battle with who's going to watch it? Is my family going to see this? Are those quote-unquote so-called friends or my foes, whatever, going to see this? But I also say, which is my tagline, I tell my truth without shame and guilt so you can tell yours. Well, I'm going to start here. I've been trying to figure out where to start. I pre-recorded originally a video about me and the first guy that I dated in college, and I scrapped all of that because it was really, the way I did it was boring. I was bored with my own video. But I don't know how long this is going to be, but like I'm in my car. I'm actually at work. And,
come on now, get to the meat.
This is during lunchtime. And I said, Celeste, if you don't do it now, you won't do it. It has been really tough for me. And because of some decisions that I have made that I regret making. I always talk about Atlanta. And I feel like when I left my corporate job, making a good salary, and decided to chase a dream, thinking everything would fall into place, things would be in order, my life blew up. It has not been the same in 3 years. And I've had a lot of thoughts around it, and I may talk longer than I need to, but so I'm sorry. And I might have to break this up. But when today was a hard day.
Ooh, child, I hope she can get through it. You know what I'm saying? Because right away, she said she left her job to chase a dream, And, I've seen people do that. And in particular, women who choose to do it. For some women, it worked out, but a lot of them, it did not. And they're usually in a similar situation as she's in. And, a lot of times, and I will say this, a lot of times women make the wrong decisions, and it's very clear. And then they're emotional about it because a lot of times they think in this fairy tale mindset, like, oh, everything is going to go perfect. And I'm not saying that you have to be a negative person. No, you need to be positive, but you also need to be logical too. And you also need to make it make sense. You can't just jump out here as if, life isn't real and chase something without having a real true plan in place. You know what I'm saying? Like not having a true plan in place, not really knowing what you want to do. And if you don't want to find yourself in these precarious situations where you're out here having to sell your body to get ahead, because that's what a lot of these women end up doing, then you need to plan, have a better plan in place and not try to rush things, but do it in a way that can be beneficial to you, where you can, if that's something you really want to do, but you've saved up some money or whatever, make sure you have a cushion of money to live on while you're doing that. But a lot of times these women go on a whim and a prayer, and you just think it's just going to work out because it has to, and we can manifest this and it's just going to happen. And then when it doesn't happen and it goes totally left, then they're, now they're in this situation crying about it. So I'm just saying there's a lesson to be learned in it. But are the younger women learning and listening? That's the thing. A lot of them aren't listening to these stories. They'll listen to all the other women saying, I'm going to manifest this, and I need a man with all this money, and I got options, baby, and this and that. And they think that these jobs and these careers are going to be forever, and that they're going to always have these opportunities, that they're going to always be the pick of the litter. And the minute that starts changing, then you'll see a difference, a different look in their eyes. You know what I mean? They have that bewildered look, like you don't know what to say. You left for words like you scared, but you don't want to say you scared, because then that's like you admitting defeat. And they hate to do that because you hate to be wrong. But you're going to sit there and you can see the fear in their eyes. When these women start losing these jobs, you saw the fear in their eyes. They ain't even wait to come on camera to bust out. They come on their camera crying. They be already, as soon as their face hit, they crying. Like, what am I going to do? They don't know what they're going to do. They're confused and they look bewildered. I'm just saying. I've seen that look a lot. So let's just listen to a little bit more of what she's saying. Here we go.
Reality is something else. I recognize that most of it is my doing and undoing. And honestly, I really want God to wave a magical wand and take me back to the day I was going to resign and listen to the advice I was given. But I didn't, because I think I'm grown and I have the answers. And I found out I don't. I used to say I would want to go back before that bad relationship out of college. And I'll talk about that. But I don't want to go back that far. I just want to go back 3 years. The scary part about it is, even if I had made what I thought would be the perfect decisions, it doesn't mean anything would have ended up differently. I still could have been in this predicament. I didn't see this coming. I thought I had prepared, and evidently I didn't, which makes me think about a couple of things. Okay, so what happened was, let me just go back.
Before she go back, isn't this what Kevin Samuels was talking about? Isn't this what Kevin Samuels was saying, how a lot of these women are not prepared for their older years? That a lot of these women aren't prepared, for old age. They're not really prepared. Didn't he talk about this? Didn't he say, hey, these women really believe that they have infinite amounts of options and that they just, have all of this. And then when they get older, they realize they don't. And then by the time they realize it, it's too late. He talked about this. He talked everything is just coming to fruition. Everything that man said, we see it happening. We see a lot of older women crying, talking about, where's my person? And I thought I'd be married by this time, and I'm struggling, and we see it happening. It's just amazing that, it's crazy, child. Let's continue.
Left my corporate job, I was 54, I believe, 53, 54. And I'm on the latter half of my life. And sometimes I think and ask myself, what was I thinking? Was it really that important to you? Could you not have just kept it going and done this later? But I didn't. So I stepped out. I believed everything would fall into place and I would be okay. And y'all, when God tells you something, listen and be obedient to it. And I didn't. And I know that is part of the reason I'm having issues today. When I left to go to Atlanta to pursue acting, I kept hearing, you're not going to need to look for a job. You're not going to need to look for a job. And unbeknownst to me, he had something waiting for me. Before I left, someone here in Memphis connected me to somebody in Atlanta about, working a job. And I started going through the process, the interview, filling out the application, and able to do the job. It was something that was right up my alley. Unfortunately, I allowed myself to I self-sabotaged. And I said, you know what? I can't do this job. I'm going to be acting. I don't know when I'll need off, when I'll do this, A, B, C, and D. Made an excuse because I'm thinking it's going to be okay. You'll get someplace steady, consistent. You'll be able to take off when you need to and so forth. Because I'm thinking I don't want to interrupt or get anybody else in trouble. If I had been a little bit more wise and I guess maybe selfish, I would have taken the job without question. That was in October of 2022, rolling into November. I did not find a job until September of 2022, almost a whole year. I hustled. I drove DoorDash. I did Amazon deliveries. I worked overnight at Walmart. I did everything I could. And I'm sorry, y'all. I did it's called Insta work. Everything I could. And then I also ended up withdrawing my pension and my retirement because I just didn't have enough money. And this is not how I expected things to go. I really didn't, because I'd always landed on my feet. And this is the first time I had not. So I went and I finally got a job and was working at a company. Had talked to them, told them I did acting. Every now and then I might need some time off. Because, I wasn't doing like big time. I wasn't gone all the time. It was fine. They hired a manager who had a problem with it. And she didn't want to give me any additional opportunities. She had issue with me. And I'm a worker. I'm dependable. Most of the time I was there and I would look around and I would see other people not showing up for work, leaving early, coming late. And that's not how I work. I'm going to be on time. I'm sorry. I'm going to be on time.
What's the point? Y'all saw this already? Because she's a bit long-winded, and I'm just trying to get to what, this is a story that is kind of similar to the stories I've already heard. You know what I'm saying? Where women get older and they're full of regrets and things, and they're emotional and they're crying because you wasted a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, and I don't know her full story, but a lot of these women are so I don't need a man, I can do it. The problem is you're trying to do everything by yourself. They hate men. You hate men so much you don't even want to incorporate a good man in your life where you wouldn't have to go through half of this. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I'm saying a lot of women put themselves through these situations, and then all you can do is cry then, because you made these choices. Nobody else made you make them. And now these are the consequences. And I don't know why people don't push to, let people know that, hey, choices you make have consequences. Now you don't know what your future is going to hold. You know what I mean? We can't see the future. Well, some people think they can, but we can't see the future. We don't know what circumstances may come up or any of that. But what I'm saying is the choice that you do make, you at least want to try, and I'm not saying people are without fault or mistakes. Everybody make mistakes, but you learn from them and you make better choices, and don't just wallow in those horrible choices and keep making them and then cry and wonder why your life is, not in a good place. And a lot of times women, once again, are emotional and irrational and make decisions based off of their feelings and what they want, a selfish mindset. And then that's how they get themselves in that position. And once again, I think most men are more logical than women, in my opinion. There are a lot of us, we act off of our emotions and our feelings because that's a part of who we are. And a lot of times we make the wrong decisions based on that. And I just think that sometimes you need, sometimes you need a logical man who's with logical thinking to tell you something, that will, tell you what to do in essence. You know what I mean? You need a logical thinking man who makes sense. Somebody who's in your corner to say, hold on, maybe you shouldn't do it like this. Hey, I'm not telling you can't pursue your dream, but maybe you should go about it like this. And the thing about women is we want to quickly do things. We don't want to wait. Because most men, I ain't gonna lie, my husband, everything is wait. Wait here. This is a better time to do it. Or, hey, maybe we should do it here. But with us, we don't want to wait. We want to jump and do it. And a lot of times we make foolish decisions. Because we don't want to wait. We want to do it in our time. And then we want to make it seem like he just don't want me to do it. No, there's a reason why. This is why most women are in debt. We spend the most money because we can't wait. We don't want to wait and do things a better way because we think we know better. We think we know what's best and how to go about it. And this is why a lot of women are so hurt when they suffer the consequences, because now that's a direct, that's right at you. You feel bad about it because you made them choices. Nobody stopped you. Nobody told you what to do, what not to do. You made it all yourself. And now it's backfiring. The consequences are showing up, and now you're in a bad situation and you can't blame nobody but yourself. So that's why it's more hurtful, because they can't blame anybody else. Because if you could blame somebody, which they still try to do, but ultimately it shows that you made the bad decision by yourself, and now you got to suffer the consequences. And you really can't put it off on anybody else. Prime One, thank you so much for the super chat, says this is a generation that calls evil good and black men and women cool with it. Be honest, y'all. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though. I mean, there's a point there. I mean, it's just what it is. I say, look, everything that's right is wrong and wrong is right. You know, people uphold the wrong things. A lot of people don't have any values. They just do whatever they want, and then they just expect the greatness to follow. You know, you got 304s out here just sleeping with anybody, no type of morals or values. And then you want a man, you want the ultimate prize. You want a man to still marry you after you can give that body and all that to everybody. You want him to marry you, put a ring on your finger, treat you like the princess, and give you the world, and not realize that is not likely, because you just can't go out here and do whatever you want and not suffer the consequences. They want to do whatever they want, no matter how reckless it is, but then you still want somebody to uphold you and give you the best and treat you special. It's crazy. It's insanity. But that's where there's no accountability, because they don't think what they're doing is wrong. Women, a lot of women think that they have all the answers, that they know what they're doing. They just got it made in the shade. And that's why when real life had life, I just said, when life starts to life, and they go to getting depressed and upset because they don't think that it's going to happen to them. They think their jobs are going to last them forever. They think they're going to make that kind of money forever, whatever money they're making. They just assume that this is just what it is. They riding high. They don't think about, things falling apart. They don't think about the good times and the bad times. They don't think about life, and life having ebbs and flows. 1 minute it's up here, it could quickly be down here. You got to prepare for lifing. You can't possibly think that you're not going to have any obstacles in life. And I think a lot of women move like they shouldn't have obstacles. This is why they say, hey, if you can't serve me, if you can't always be what I need, I'm out and I'm going to go find somebody else. Thank you, Prime One, once again. I appreciate you for the support. They think that it's supposed to be a consistent life of all good, and that's just unrealistic. Everybody goes through ups and downs. Everybody goes through highs and lows. That's just how it is. It's meant to be that way. And some people go through more drastic situations than others, but nevertheless, we all go through stuff. That's a part of what life brings. And you never know when you're going to be tested with something, when you're going to have, something that comes up in your life that you're going to have strength, and you're going to have to pull through, or you're going to have to really lean on each other and really to get to the other side of it. You never know when that's going to happen, but that's a part of life. But a lot of these women just think that it's supposed to be smooth sailing the whole time, that nothing should ever happen. And if it does, oh, well, he is all on the man, and you're just supposed to sit back and just, he's got to make it happen regardless. That's crazy. But child, let's continue.
I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to leave on, I'll leave at my designated hour if I don't have anything else hanging or, over. I eventually ended up leaving in April because she was riding me. And I was like, I am not going to put up with this. Well, sorry, was checking to see if someone else was there. But I ended up finding another job. I was working Amazon in the warehouse. Did that for a while. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And eventually got another job. Okay, that was April. In July, started a new job in July 10th. It was a contract to hire position. So I was getting on my feet and everything. And I felt bad because my goal was the young lady I was living with, I was only going to be there a year. And I ended up being there the whole time, minus maybe a couple of months, few months. Because what ended up happening, I got my job, I was getting on my feet. I was like, I want my own place. Moved out, and the place I moved into was roach infested. And I thought, okay, maybe this is a fluke. I'm seeing a few. They terminated. It's probably been empty a while. But no. Y'all, I slept in my bedroom, tried to cover the door so they couldn't get in. It didn't matter. They got in. I woke up one morning, and there was some crawling up the wall. And I thought, I can't do this. I had ordered furniture, and I had to cancel that order. I never unpacked, and then I would have to unpack. When I got ready to leave, when I finally was like, I've had enough of Atlanta. Nothing's working out. I'm broke. I can't seem to get on my feet. I'm not bouncing back. I was stressed. I thought, I'm going home, you know, and I had been talking to my sister and everything, and I hate it because I felt like I quit too soon and I gave up, but I did not. I felt as if I didn't have a choice. So I talked to my employer, and she said I could work remote if I committed for 2 years. Y'all, when you get ready to make a major decision, talk to God first. Because you can talk to people and they will talk you out of what you ask God for. Because I asked God specifically, if I could have a job, I could work remote, I could stay with this company, and I could move back to Memphis. Well, in my ear, and then even me, you know, so I can't blame it on them because it was my final decision. I decided not to work remote. I regretted that because I'm thinking I'll go back to my old company. That did not happen, and I'm still not there. I've been back since August of 2024, and it is...
All right, y'all. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Let me see if she's saying something else.
Tech position in October.
She's talking.
I'm angry with myself, and it's been tough.
Okay.
I have one person who I tell everything to. And I know somebody watching this thinks it's them, but it's not. Sorry, I almost went somewhere. Because I realized you cannot share with people even if they're considered a friend. I just got to a point where I was tired of being stuff thrown back in my face, no support. Sometimes I just need people to listen and let me just have my moment and not criticize me for it. But I'm going to leave that over there. Right over. Okay, so... But I have someone, I consider her sister, a really good friend that I can talk to, I can call, she'll pray with me. I'm sorry, I'll get along with. Too old. I need this to come together. Like, don't be telling me to keep the faith. If you are a disciple, you will see the triumph.
Okay, so I just sped it up a little bit. Yeah, you know, and listen, let me see. Comma Man 80 says, to make a long story short, I've seen this video when she first put it out. I gave her some advice. Now she has a place to live and a job. She actually listened to me. I'm 63 years old. Well, thank God. Thank goodness. Zick says, some of these women live life on easy mode earlier in life. It shows with some of them, a person who had to make things happen themselves would know better. Right. Comma Man 80 also says, yep, now she has a nice place to live. I advised her to move into a 55 and older apartment, and she did. Okay, she didn't even know that 55 and older apartments even existed. I didn't know that either, to be honest. Because I'm like, what? I was about to ask you that. What is a 55 and older apartment? I had no idea that existed either. But, you know, Zick says, to be honest, this woman looks familiar. Looks like this lady that goes to a cigar lounge I've been to in Memphis. I won't give her name or anything, though. That would not be right. well, I'm glad she's doing better, because, the thing is, listen, I love for people to do well. And I'm not a horrible person that I want to see people do bad. No, it's a good thing that she's doing much better. That's a blessing. You know what I mean? But I just think the part that I'm speaking to is how, this should be a lesson for a lot of young people, a lot of young women who have not gotten to this place where they think that everything is just going to be honky dory the whole time, and they're going to make these decisions and that it's all going to just fall into place. Sometimes things don't fall into place. Sometimes things don't go the way you plan them to go. There are other, life's circumstances and situations that may happen that may not allow it to go the way you think. And it doesn't mean for you to give up, but you got to be more realistic in your approach and move and do things in a way that will prepare you for life and your future. And I know a lot of women are like, well, you just always talk about a man. A man is not an end all be all, but a man is definitely an asset. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. I want women to understand that having a man, having support, having love is not something that you take lightly. It's not something that you should be fighting against. And I think a lot of women think that they are so strong, even though now they're kind of coming against the strong and independent idea, but they still act as if I don't need a man. I want to do this all by myself. And I'm just like, why? To me, this just shows you how much more difficult it is trying to do it by yourself. And I don't understand what this idea, well, I understand where it comes from, but they cannot shake that feeling like, I don't need a man. I can do it all by it's like you're trying to prove something. And it's a losing battle. Now, I'm not saying there are lots of women who go to work and they make good money and they have decent jobs and they pay their bills. Yes, I'm not saying that you can't do it, but why don't women think that it's better to have a companion there, to have somebody who can hold you down? And there's certain things that you don't have to go through when you have that. You don't have to go. I mean, look, I'm going to say this, when you have the right man, because there are men out here who are with women where I've seen husband and wives had to go live in with other people and things of that nature. And I'm not saying that's bad, but you know what I'm saying? You need to have somebody who knows what they're doing and can handle business and take care of you, and y'all take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm never saying it's all about money, but you need to have somebody who's stable, y'all gonna have each other back. So if you fall short, he got your back. If he falls short, you got his back. And that way it's two people. Y'all can balance things out a little bit better versus you out here trying to conquer the world and you just thinking it's all about you and you got this. And a lot of times these women fall short. And then you have no support. You really don't have nobody else. It's just you. Oh, excuse me. It's much more difficult trying to do it all by yourself than having then have someone there who y'all can, work it out. So when things are great, you can have that cushion. You can build up on that together. You can save money, invest however you want to go about it. That way, when hard times come, because they will come, y'all can still float. You can still move forward. You ain't got to be evicted and you don't have to go live with people. You don't have to do all of that. More than likely, when it's just you and you don't have no savings, or you depleted it, or you got to go deplete whatever you had because it's just you, that makes it much more harder. So I just say that to say, that's why I believe that it's more important to prioritize family, relationships, marriage, all of that younger, and find somebody who's compatible, that you love and they love you, and y'all can work together and make it work. Work through your issues, because it's not all that great doing it this way, in my opinion. Doing it by yourself. I'm just saying. Eric Williams, thank you for the super chat, Eric. DeeDee, where is your husband or boyfriend? He's in the other room, honey. He's in the other room. My husband is in the other room. Thank you for the super chat. But I think it's important, for people to understand that before it's too late. Before you're older and now you're forced to just, do it by yourself, when you're forced to do it by yourself. So that's why I preach that, because I believe that. I think growing up, that's not something that a lot of parents teach their young children, their daughters and stuff. In fact, they teach you the opposite. Like I said, I was raised by a single mother, and that single mother teaching teaches you don't need a man, teaches you that you can be strong and independent and you can do it by yourself. And I think that's hurt a lot of women. That's put a lot of women in a precarious situation. Hell, you got women out here who actually make good money, but they still want a man. They still want a husband. So that shows you it's not all what it's cracked up to be. Even though if you got to take care of yourself as an adult, you have to take care of yourself. You have to, you have to provide for yourself if you don't have nobody else. So I understand that, but at the same time, the mentality doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? The mentality doesn't have to be, I'm so independent, I don't need a man, I can do it by myself. But then at some point, you want companionship. You want somebody in your life. You want somebody who can, balance the load. You want somebody to come in and be a part of your life. Somebody who actually cares and y'all support each other. They want it, but they don't know how to go about it because they've been told something totally different. You know what I'm saying? And so that's if like I always say, listen, if young women don't get nothing else, understand that you don't have to be all this strong and independent. You don't have to do it by yourself. You've been conditioned to believe that you're supposed to. So you alienate all possibilities of a man being in your life, but you're still out here screwing. That's the real gag. Everybody's still out here having sex. Everybody's still having sex and making babies, but there's no real commitment or love anymore. It's all a transaction. And it's just, it's not good for our community. It's not good for anybody, really. It just creates a bad situation. It just creates a bad situation. So, it just, I don't know what to say. And I try to give the best advice that I could give for the young generation coming up because they need it. A lot of the parents aren't giving these young women the information that they need because it's a bunch of single mothers. They like, I did it. You could do it. It don't matter if I got children, and I ain't never been married. It's all good. You could do it too. It's not setting a good precedent for the young people coming, after us. And I think, if you learn something, if you know something, if you can give a little bit of advice to somebody, why not? If you think it's going to be helpful and benefit them in a positive way, then I think it's worth it. And, like they say, hey, if you learn something, then you teach. If you got some information that could be helpful or beneficial, maybe there's somebody out there that may not know and didn't have that upbringing or didn't get the knowledge, where if you have something that could be beneficial, give it, because there's so much of negativity. There's so much of the negative outlook out there and everybody's eating it up and it's not benefiting them. So why not have something positive? Even though I know a lot of women don't like to hear it, but sometimes the things you don't like to hear is what you need to hear. You get what I'm saying? If you want something more. Now, if you're comfortable being where you are in life and none of this matters, then that's, go ahead. Cause I'm not trying to I'm not a cult leader. I'm not going to try to force you to believe something or try something different. If you're comfortable and you're happy with where you are, kudos to you. You like it. I love it. But for people who always are complaining about their situation and what they don't have and why it's not working out and why nobody take them seriously, part of the reason could be you. And if you don't know that, you're going to keep going in the wrong direction. So that's why I say that. Eric Williams, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, yeah, I met the lady in this that's on a video. I met the lady on a video where her husband wears her husband or boyfriend because she's out here by herself. Oh, you said you meant the lady on the video wears her husband or boyfriend because she's out there by herself. I don't think she had a husband. I don't know. I don't think she has a husband, Eric. because I mean she's doing it by herself. I don't think Karma Man, do you know if she have a husband or not? I don't know. I don't know if the lady is. I don't think she has a husband, and that's part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? I think because when you got to do it all by yourself, it becomes difficult. Thank you once again, Eric Williams. I appreciate you for the super chat. XYZ, thank you for the super chat. Says blessing to you, DeeDee. Just now tuning in. Thank you so much, XYZ. I appreciate you for being here, sir. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, child. Also, if you want to support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, go ahead and support you guys. That definitely helps the channel out. So I want to move on. I got another clip I want to share with you guys, and then we're going to wrap this up. This is one that I, of course, saw on Kendra G. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but I want to play this one because this one was kind of interesting to me as well. I had it for a minute, but I want to share it with you guys because, oh, she doesn't. Yeah, so she doesn't have a husband. That's why I'm saying, listen, as much as, look, and I hear it all the time. I hear women say, a man ain't the end all be all. And I don't think women, we need to decenter ourselves from men and we don't need to try to look for them. I don't understand the whole point of all of that. I don't understand what women, how they think that they're benefiting from that. And if just because you've had horrible relationships with men, it doesn't mean you cancel all men because you still sleeping. They still be sleeping with somebody. So it's okay to go out and have sex with them, but not to have a serious companion that you really going to care about and build something real on. You just want to go out here with these transactions. And then at some point, women make a turn. I could see if you just start out in your 20s and you go to your 30s and you just hoeing and you love it. And you ain't never looking for something serious and you just go on. Now you're 50, now you're 60 and you still hoeing. And you like, you know what? This is what I do. I love it. I love hoeing and I don't ever want a man. I could see if you going out like that and you saying, I never wanted a man. I don't want one. And I let them know, look, I'm all about the hoeing and that's it. And I'm going to do it till the day I die. Then I can't do nothing but respect that. I can't do nothing but respect that because that's your choice. Everybody is free to their own choices. I can respect that's your life, your body. If that's what you want to do, there's no convincing that person. That person is set in their ways and they want to do what they want to do. And they're not out here crying and complaining about a man and man don't take them seriously. They're like, I don't want a man to take me seriously. This is what I want. Whether in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, this person is mentally distraught. They done been through some stuff. And a lot of times they have, but that's the conclusion that they've come to. There are some people who are they've made their decision and they sticking with it. But you don't hear those ones who truly do that complain from what I've seen. They're like, this is what I do and I'm going to do it to the end and I don't want nothing else. And you can't tell me nothing else. And they go forward with that. So that person they made their choice. So there's nothing you can do to change their mind. But the people who say they're independent, they don't need a man, they're doing better than this and that. But then you do that and then the next minute you crying on social media talking about why these men ghosting me, why they don't do this, and I just want somebody and I want this and want that. You go back and forth. So you're not really being honest about what it is that you really want, because what women want changes. This is why I think that's why one of the things I think that makes us difficult, and I include myself in this because yes, it's just what it is. Why I think we are so difficult sometimes is because a lot of times we don't know what we want and we change our mind. We say we want one thing. And if you got a man there who's trying to provide you with these things, okay, he's going out his way trying to do it. And then you switch it up. Then when you get that one thing, now you want something else. And then when you get that, now you want something. It's a never ending cycle. And this is why I think women, we have to be mindful of ourselves. And we got to realize where we're making mistakes. You'll run a good man down in the ground because he's trying, and the more he's trying, the harder you give him the harder time, the hardest time. I think sometimes we could be that way and we don't realize it because we're women, and when we're used to getting our way, we act in that manner. And I think we got to stop it. And I don't think that certain things when it comes to women is just the nature of women. Now, I know we have certain things that are just our nature, but some things are not. And it's just a behavioral thing and you can change it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep doing certain things. nasty attitudes and ratchet behavior and being loud and disrespect, that is not just what it is to be a woman, because every woman don't move in that way. Having a filthy mouth and just a filthy attitude and just nasty all the time, that's not part of being a woman. That's things that you can work on and change, you see. But for a lot of women, they just think that behavior is what it is, and you better handle me or not. No, that ain't cool. And I want women to understand that. Listen, everything is not on a man. We all have a part to play. And if you don't want to play your part, that could be part of the reason why you can't find a man to take you seriously, and why you're having trouble in the dating scene or on the dating scene, because men see you coming. As soon as you open your mouth, they're like, oh, nah, but she cool. I have a conversation with her, try to smash. Some of them will do that. And that's it. They know they're not going nowhere past that, because they know what they want, and they know when they see somebody who ain't what they really want. And then the women be confused, child. So I just think that's something that women could work on. Yeah. I mean, definitely work on it. And I'm not saying, because women like to say, oh, well, all you do is defend the men. No, I just think, I honestly think women are a lot worse off than men. I said it, and I mean it, and I believe it. I think women are a lot worse off than men, because they have not been held accountable. See, men have. And I'm not saying that all men are great. No, because there's some deadbeats, there's some horrible dudes, but there's some horrible women out here too. And they've never been held accountable. All they have done was just push the blame and gave excuses for why they are doing what they're doing. And nobody's never really held their feet to the fire. And I think that is why I think women are a lot worse. I think women have been coddled. I say it all the time. Women have been coddled. Women have been made to think that because they're women and they have a vagina, that they can just do whatever they want, and men are just supposed to accept it and take it. And I just think that's, even if you thought that was the case, why would you want to do that? Why don't you want to try to better yourself and be nicer and be a good person to everybody? You can't expect men to just constantly run behind you and hound behind you and give you the utmost respect and treat you so well, while you just have this, this mentality like, he do what I want and should, and that's what he should do. While you just have this nasty attitude and just this nasty behavior, thinking that you're special and entitled, that, oh, you can act bad and he just still gonna just do everything for you, and you just keep acting bad. I think that is not a good look. And now they're realizing that no, men ain't putting up with that. They don't want to put up with that. That is not cute. And whoever told women that was cute, they lied. They lied to y'all. That ain't cute. There's nothing wrong with being nice. It doesn't mean you stop thinking that being nice and courteous to people and respectful to men is meaning you're weak. And why is it that women, all black women in particular, are always worried about being weak and docile and, oh, I'm not no weak. No, that's an insecurity, because you've been told you need to be independent and strong. Take care of yourself, or something wrong with you. So now they think that being vulnerable, being nice, having a good attitude, you think that a person is automatically going to take advantage of you. They're very insecure. A lot of women are very insecure, and they hate to say it. They like to push that off on the men, but a lot of women are very insecure, and you could work on it. It doesn't mean that you're a lost cause. If you start changing your mentality and work on yourself, you can definitely get better. You don't have to just sit there and do that. But Shannon says they believe it shows strength. Yeah, but it's combative. It's not strength, because I think women can be strong. Women can be strong, but not in a sense of independent by yourself. No, I think a lot of women are very strong. And I think you can use that strength in a positive way, but not in I think they use it in a negative. They take the strength as, I don't need nobody, I got it. And then when you're doing it all by yourself, you're bringing out crying, talking about how tired you are and how stressful you are and how tired and stressed out, and you don't know what to do with yourself. You put all the pressure on you because that's what you were told to do. And you don't know how to get out of that now. Ghost Introvert, thank you so much for the super chat. Says women want independence until reality hits. Being alone is more difficult for women than men, but when it's too late, it's too late. Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's what they're realizing because they get to a certain age, as much as they like to disagree with the idea of hitting a wall and, oh, it's never too late. But it is. It's going to get to that point. Thank you once again for the super chat, Ghost Introvert. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, you guys. And I just think, once again, this is something women can learn from. Cause honestly, I'm dead ass. I mean, that's how they say it, dead ass. I love the New York accent sometimes. I like how the dudes talk. Like it'd be kind of cool. My thing is this. What I was about to say, I forgot. But I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? This happens when you get old. The older you get, it all starts to crumble. You start falling apart. You can't see. You can't think. I mean, everything just goes downhill. And I'm just saying, child. I straight forgot what I was about to say. I straight up forgot. That's just a part of it, child. That's a part of getting old. So get prepared. I straight forgot what I was about to say. I mean, I can't even, I'm going to just move on because I can't remember. I don't know what I was about to say. I straight lost it. What did I last say? I forgot. I don't know what I was saying. All I know is, I think it's definitely something women could work on. I don't think, you can work on it if you want to, but some of them are just far too gone and there's no, winning them back or whatever. It's just what it is. And some of them just going to go down to the end, with their beliefs and what they think. And that's that. And, as we see women 65, 70 years old talking about they will not settle. They still want a man to take them shopping. They still want men, to do things, that really don't matter at that point. You know what I'm saying? People are trying to have peace. The older you get, the more peace you want to have in your life. You want to be able to move in a peaceful way. What's the point of getting older if you're going to be stressed the hell out all the time? Right? What's the point of having this life and getting to a comfortable place in life the older you get to just be stressed out all the time? Hell no. The older I get, the more peaceful I want to be. And I tell my children, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to let y'all stress me out. None of that. Because your kids will stress you out with the crazy stuff they do. And I'm like, nah, I'm getting older. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be stressed out. I try to get my sleep. I try to relax every chance I get. Relax and doing the things that I want at peace. I don't got time for the foolishness. Who wants to be 40, 50, 60 years old out here still trying to find things that you messed over, at that age? You should be to a point where the older you get, you should be to a point where you can do what you want to do in a peaceful way, whatever that is. Worried about people cheating and doing this and doing that and running behind niggas and niggas running behind chicks and all this kind of running the streets and outside. Just, give me a burger. Every now and then. Give me a burger. Give me, I like snacks. Give me a healthy snack. Give me a good movie. Read a good book. Chill out, relax. In a comfy bed. Cook some meals, for my family. Like things that make me feel relaxed. Anything that I like to do that makes me feel relaxed. That's what I do. I don't have time for the bullshit and the stress and all this other stuff that people be talking about. All this stuff that people be talking about, child, I be looking at it like, girl, good, okay, good, kudos, good for you, baby. I ain't got time for it. The older you get, you realize what's important in life. All this, I'm outside, I'm trying to get to the bag and all that. God damn, this is why I think it's important to try to do all those things as soon as possible, and I know it takes time and I know you got to build up to that because that's why it's better to have two people because y'all can build that a lot quicker. You can build that a lot quicker. You have somebody that you're working with And y'all build that quicker, and then y'all can have time to relax in your older years and stuff, and not be out here outside still talking stupid shit and that don't really matter and don't really get you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I can't. You know, child. Lorenzo says, DeeDee, you are not old. You still, hold on. You still young. I see no gray hair. Yeah, but they there. I got a couple of gray hairs. I really do. They got a couple of gray. You can't see them, but it's a couple. It ain't a lot, but it's a couple. They there, child. They there. XYZ says some people are rigid and refuse to change. It's sad. And and you're right. And like I say, thank you, XYZ, I appreciate you, sir. You can't win them all. You can, if that's what you are and that's how you are. Look, I know personally people that way who are just stuck in their ways. They're gonna be what they be to the end, and that's it. You can't. I can't deal with you too much, because if you're stuck in ways that I think are not, it's not beneficial, then I don't fool with you too much, because you know why? Because I don't want that to rub off on me. And this is why I say this applies to everybody. When you work hard to get yourself to a good place, you cannot fool with people who are still stuck in those old ways, because they'll try to bring you back. It's like, if you know that you had a temper and you worked on your temper, and now you can, you can move a little bit better, and you're not, lashing out at people. Why would you go around people who have tempers, and who's going to test that? It's going to pull you right back into your old habits. Nah, so you in order to stay in that peaceful place, you cannot surround yourself with people who are stuck in that bad, who have that bad, those type of energy. You can't. You got to move and move away from that. You can't keep surrounding yourself around people who don't want to change and don't want to do better, because they'll suck you back into that foolishness, and then have you in a praying and then crying, saying, Lord, I didn't want to mess up, and oh my God, he pulled me back. Like, you don't got time for that, and get your energy all messed up, and now you punching bricks and stuff, man, because then they'll pull you back and suck you back into the ratchetness. No, stay away from people. You cannot. I don't care, family members, I don't care who it is. If your energy is wrong and it's bad, I can't. No, I can't you can't let people do that to you. You got to move on. Successful MD, what's going on? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, DeeDee, the community loves chaos. Of course. That's what sells. People love the foolishness. Of course. I know. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's not good. It could be funny. It could be entertaining. Yeah, people like it, but is it really good for you at the end? It's really not. It's like eating a bunch of snacks and things that I like. I know it's not good for me. The older I get too, I know it's not good for me. But sometimes you like to indulge because it's good. Chaos is like that. It's like the train wreck that you can't turn away from. You gotta keep watching it. You gotta keep looking to the end. You know it's bad, but you still gotta consume it. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, it's not really beneficial. It's not gonna yield any positive results. We know that. But it's good to look at, So, yeah. Punching bricks. I punched a hole in the wall because my anger. Naturally, when you want better, you do better. That's true. Chaos is the bag of potato chips of life for many people. Right. People just like the foolishness, but at the end, and you hang around that too much, crazy stuff starts happening. You hang around the foolishness, you hang around the toxic people, they're going to pull you into their toxic ways. And then next thing you know, you done beat somebody up, or you fighting somebody and you in jail or worse. It's like surrounding yourself around the hoods of America with the drug dealers and the criminals. Like, you keep surrounding yourself around those people, and you're not that. What do you think it's going to do? It's going to pull you into that lifestyle. And the next thing you know, you'll be the one locked up in jail or worse. So yeah, you can't surround yourself around the people who don't want to change or do better. When you do better, you move away from that because you don't want to be tempted to be pulled back into it. That's just my thoughts on it. Let's get into this clip, y'all. Hit the like button too, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Common Man says, yep, at DeeDee, some doors in our life we have to close, lock, and throw away the goddamn key. Yes. I agree. As far as food goes, we're all going to die one day. Better to eat junk food than to die of starvation. Bit of a take, I know. Well, listen, I hear what you're saying. Listen, I think if you're at a healthy weight, and I ain't getting into this health stuff, but if you're at a healthy weight and you're healthy and everything is good, a little bit of that is in moderation is okay. Of course, it's on. The problem is when you overindulge, when you do too much. Too much sugar is bad. Too much salt is bad. I know people who eat nothing but fruits and vegetables, and they have health issues. And that's when I learned, because there's still fruit in sugars. I mean, sugar is in fruits and things of that way. They say more natural sugars, but there are people that I know who only eat fruits and vegetables, and they have some health issues because if they tell them, they need to eat a variety of foods, you still could be missing important nutrients for your body that they're lacking because they're only eating that. Some people, so to the extreme over here, where you're doing what is considered too healthy is bad. The extreme over here where you're doing too unhealthy and you're obese is bad. So there has to be a healthy balance. There's nothing wrong with having a bit of everything in moderation. That's how I see it. That's how I say it. But some people have addictions, and so the reason why you have to not eat sugar is because you got an addiction to it. So you're gonna always overeat the sugar. You know what I mean? So that is why you have to cut it out, not completely, but cut it really down low until you can get yourself to where you need to be, and then kind of incorporate it slowly, but in moderate. Learn. You have to, and I'm learning too about healthy eating and moderation and all of that, and keeping a balance. So you got to have a balance. That's really what it is, but it's hard sometimes. But I think everything in moderation, and take care of yourself, and exercise and do what you need to do to keep your body healthy. You only got this one body and this one life, as far as we know. So you got to take care of it as much as you can. All right, y'all. Let's move on to the next clip. Here we go.
Girl,
Hey,
you looking good. You got the red lipstick on.
and the red nails, and the red earrings, and the red.
Yes. The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now. So here's the deal. You don't have to share, but do you want to share some of the things that you've seen on my show and some of your thoughts? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Sure, I can.
Okay.
I of course am of a certain age and of certain background.
Yes.
I was born in Arkansas. I was raised in Oakland, California.
Okay.
I remember when Black women used to be the most exotic, exalted creatures that roam the earth. I lived when Black men really loved Black women, and Black love was a real thing. And I think that the advent of social media and reality TV has skewed a lot of women's and men's sense of reality. They want to live the in the phone life instead of the in reality life. And that hurts me because there's probably a lot of great guys out there, but because they don't make $100,000, because they don't drive a Ferrari, because they can't buy me a Cuban, they're gonna get passed over. But there's guys out there, especially them Texans, she was just talking about Texas, that maybe he don't have all that. Maybe he drive a truck, but maybe he could build you your dream house.
Listen, shout out to Lunel, because guess what? I honestly don't think Kendra G was ready for what Lunel was saying. And she's going to kind of speak to that. You know what I'm saying? I think she's going to kind of speak to that, but I don't really think she was ready for what Lunel was giving. I'm just saying. But I thought this one was interesting. Chris Learns, thank you so much for the super chat, says, we meant for each other. Who? We make cute babies. I'm a handsome New York man. You like New York man? Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, boo. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. He also says, you know, we meant for Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, boo. Thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate you. Let's continue. That was funny. Thank you for the super chat. Let's continue, y'all.
Maybe he has a farm. You can grow your own vegetables since they're trying to kill us in the stores anyway. So I just think that we as women need to look at what a guy does have instead of what a guy don't have.
Right. I agree.
All right, you served that very sweet. It wasn't, it wasn't the way we talked yesterday, but it was sweet. I like you delivered it, so I think people can receive it. Let me ask you this. Now, when I posted that you were going to be here, a lot of people were asking, I thought she was married. I thought she, so do you want to talk about that before we get into the questions?
Yes, I'm actually a widow. I was married for 20-something years. My husband did not have social media, didn't give a damn about it. And I never posted my husband on social media until he passed away. So that's why a lot of people did. And then we were separated on and off, we were married for 21 years, but not all in a row, and we were on again, off again, but he was the love of my life and I was that of his. So I know what love feels like, at least from him. And I have to try to definitely not compare a new guy with the love that I had from him. Because I doubt that I'm going to get that kind of love again, but I might get a new kind of love. You know what I'm saying? And as I was saying earlier when I was telling people to watch tonight, people know me from my job and people know me from, social media and stuff like that. But people don't really know me as a woman. They think they do, but they don't. And I'm not on here to be doing comedy. I'm not on here to be doing all that. And I did download your app and I got about 58 hits. And all of them want to play like they don't know what I do. And I find that to be a bunch of bullshit because of course they do. I know, not all of them maybe, but some of them. And
well, and I will say this. So Lunel has been married. She had been married for years. So at least she's had that experience. Whether the relationship was rocky or whatever, like she say, off and on again, but that was still her husband. And he unfortunately passed away. I didn't know that he had passed away. I knew she was married, but I didn't know he had passed away. Now, but she had that experience, right? And clearly, I guess at the end they were still together, whether it was rocky off and on, they still were together and he passed away. So she had that experience. A lot of women will never experience the love from a man, and a lot of them don't know how to give love to a man. So a lot of women won't experience marriage or experience anything like that because unfortunately, people don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to be in relationships for real. And on top of that, now everybody's looking for superficial things. Like she said, it shouldn't matter what kind of car he drive and how expensive it is and all that. That's just, to me, I think that a lot of it is just excuses as for women because they don't really know how to be in a relationship with they don't know what a good man looks like. They don't know what that look like, and they don't know if they qualify for it. So it makes sense to use things like, these superficial expectations to almost kind of like knock themselves out of the game. It's almost like they're purposely putting all these things in place to prevent themselves from getting it because they know they don't know what to do with it. The same way you see women talk about meeting a good guy and they just was lost. They didn't know what to say. As much as they talk about men who don't have emotional intelligence or men who don't know how to hold a conversation, a lot of these women don't know how to do that themselves. And when they're confronted with the guy of who has substance and has values and he speaks differently, he's not the regular ghetto, you know what I'm saying, Pookie or whatever that they're used to, they don't know his language. So when he's talking to them, they are the ones who get intimidated because they're like, oh my God, he seems to have his stuff together. I don't know what to say to him. They are the ones who feel intimidated. This is why they eat, as much as they talk about men having babies with all these women, that's the men that they go and fool with. But then when you have a man who's 30 years old and doesn't have any kids because he's waiting for marriage, oh, they say that's a red flag. So, and when you have men who are married and talking about being with just their wife and, you know, being there and don't have no kids out of wedlock and no deadbeat, he's not a deadbeat. They say they almost want to disqualify him. But it's like you want to have an excuse to say the men are deadbeats. But but then say you want better. But if a better man approach you, you run away because you don't know what to do to them because you don't measure up. That's just the truth. That's the truth in a lot of these cases. So I just wanted to point that out. But let's continue. Baby, what do I say? What do I say? Now she hit the nail on the head right there. What did I say? Who you want? What? Gotta want you. Who you want gotta want you. And if the men are the ones who are picking who they want, you gotta be what they want. It's not the other way around. And women walk around with this entitlement, I swear. Because they're educated, like, oh my God, like they're the prize and you are not. Who you want gotta want you. So you could see a fine man with all that, with the money and all that. If he look at you and be like, no, thank you, then you don't get him. And if you keep running into the men that you like, these high caliber or whatever kind of men you want to call, and they straight dissing you, well, you gonna have to settle. You gonna have to find somebody because something about you they don't want. So you're gonna be by yourself, or you go find a man who wants you. You know what I'm saying? And work with him because the ones you want don't want you. And that's what a lot of these women are running into. It's the issue that they have. They really have convinced themselves that they're the prize and that whatever they want is just they're going to go and they're going to get it because they're educated and they got a vagina and these men just going to fall head over here. No, the men that they're going after don't want them. These men want something else. That's what we keep saying. And I think a lot of women take offense to it. But stop taking offense to every goddamn thing. Just accept it for what it is and make changes or don't. You don't have to do anything. You can stay where you at and live your life. But if you're saying you want kids, you want a husband, you want a family, you don't want to be alone, baby, you're going to have to find a man who has those qualities. And it's not just about a man with all the money. And you can't think you're entitled because you got a degree and you make money good for yourself and all this kind of stuff and all this dumb stuff like, oh, well, he got to pay for my presents and pay for my wigs. Y'all got to stop with that. That ain't it. And we see it all falling apart. We see it falling apart. These men are not going for that. These men don't want to pay all these pay for y'all to eat for the week and pay for your wigs. They don't even want you to wear the wig. They want a woman who don't wear wigs from what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I mean, find a man that wants you because the ones you want don't want you. Find the one that wants you and be willing to roll with him and work with him. Like Lunel said, hey, you come home, there's nobody there, nobody to rub your feet, rub your back. Yeah, I know I love when my husband rubs my back, child. Rub your feet, rub your back, do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you don't got certain things you don't have to worry about when you got a man. And all these people running around here talking about money. Come on, there's so much more that a man offers. Like y'all just missing it. And you listen to these modern hyenas out here on social media telling y'all this stuff and y'all running with it and it's messing y'all over. It's leaving you single and crying and bitter and mad and stuff. And then that's why when holidays come and people are coupling up and a lot of these women be on social media crying, wishing they had somebody. But when you when you're in a position to have somebody, you don't know what to do with them. You take this elitist, entitled mindset, like he owes you something and he should be lucky to be with you. I mean, if anything, y'all should, if you find a good one and he find you and you a good one, y'all lucky to have each other. Cause seem like people can't really find real love anymore. So if you find somebody that cares about you and you care about them and y'all make it work, y'all lucky together. Y'all lucky y'all found each other. Stop making it a war, like who better than who and all of that. Cause that, you can't be in competition with a man. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's counter productive. It's not working. You stop thinking that you're better than men and all oh well what you make? Oh, 45,000. Oh, hell no. Okay, well keep it moving, god damn it. Cause let's see if you can get a man making $1 million who gonna want you. Because you think you're everything since sliced bread to a man who makes less, but the man who makes more, you don't even measure up. That's the part they're not getting. So how you gonna get that man when you don't measure up? You keep thinking that you're better than what you are based off of money or whatever, and you don't even measure up for those men. No men ain't looking at your money. They looking at something else. A lot of these women aren't as attractive as they may think they are. That's what I'm saying. The man, the who wants you, look, who you want gotta want you. I mean, it just makes sense, and I don't understand why it's so difficult. I don't. I really don't. Child, let's continue. She said it's not what she expected, child. Let's continue. Wow. Oh Lord. Y'all can't hear it? Hold on. Wait a minute. No sound from the video? Oh shoot. Why not? Hold on. Let me see. Audio. Let's see. Check. Hold on. Let me try something else. Hold on.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
You
'Cause I
want
don't
him to
want my
say that? You don't want him to say that.
no. 'Cause I was looking at. He was born. What I do, because one guy that I
Certain things. Do you want to say what city you live in?
safe, plus gully side of me, icebox where my heart used to be.
Hold on. Could y'all hear that? Hold on. Did y'all hear that? The picture is frozen? Hold on. Tell me if y'all can hear. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear the video? I'm gonna play it. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Oh wait, now it's frozen. Hold on. Oh, it is freezing. Hold on. Hold on. Let me remove it. Hold on. Let me try something else here. Let's see. me see.
But if you
Can
that
y'all hear
man, you
it?
can melt all that away. But it's
Can
also
y'all
in
hear it?
about how much effort a man is willing to put into getting a woman. Because these men these days, they want like they want like you know how you can make instant soup or instant coffee. They want instant shit. They're not really willing to work at curating a relationship, and I just don't have time for it because I'm you know I don't require a lot from a guy. I do require your time. I do require your interest, and I have things that I got to work on myself because if I call you and say, hey, I made it off the plane from Africa or Texas. If I made it off the plane, I made it safe, and you don't call me for 3 days, fuck you. We're done. We're done. Because you don't have no interest in me. You don't care if I'm safe. You know, planes are falling out of the sky these days, just like Revelation said they would. And I fly every week, multiple times a week for my job. I need somebody who gives a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen.
Now, before we move on, listen, that is very important. You definitely want somebody who cares about you. That's the whole point, right? You want somebody who cares about you and you care about them. That's what a relationship is. So she got a point. I mean, she says she speak the way she speak, but she's telling the truth. Look, if a guy cares about you, he's gonna be concerned about that. He's not gonna wait 3 days to contact. Like, come on, I don't know what's going on. To me, if you're talking to somebody and they don't seem to care about you or your whereabouts or anything, don't have the decency to call to say, hey, you made it there safe, you okay, you good, then he probably not that into you. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody that's really into you, they're going to be concerned about what's going on with you. But the funny thing about it, when some of these women come in contact with men who show that type of energy, they don't know what to do with it. Once again, a lot of these women don't know what to do with a good man. They've never seen it. They're not used to it. They take it as, oh, he's trying to be controlling. If a man is calling, oh, where you at? You made it home. Yeah, I know it's nighttime. You made it home safe. They not used to that. So he calling, hey, how you I was calling to make sure you made it home. You good, you indoors. They like, girl, he too controlling. You know what I mean? It's like it's so backwards. I'm telling you. And a lot of these women are so confused till it's ridiculous. You take the concern as him being controlling, and that's a red flag. And so you move on and you just keep moving on and messing over dudes who could potentially be good dudes for the ratchet ghetto ones who you have babies with. Because they so stuck in that every man is out to get them. They don't and they never had that. They never had a man to be concerned. So it's like shocker, and they take it to the negative side. Like, a lot of them don't know what to do with that. They think it's controlling. And so I just, that's just how it is. And a lot of these women don't know a good man when they see him, and they don't know what to do with it. They used to, the dudes not texting them and calling them for weeks, and then and that makes them, now you running behind him. Now you running behind him to see where he at because he ain't calling you, and that somehow that brings you closer to him. Because when a ninja seem like he don't give a shit, somehow the women run to him. That is backwards, crazy thinking. This is how those men know how to play him. Like, oh yeah, they don't text you, call you, they don't really give a damn. The more they don't give a damn, the more you run to them, the more you want to run behind them. That's crazy to me. And then wonder why the relationship don't work out. It don't make no sense, but child, let's continue.
I think you are saying everything. You are preaching the gospel. And it's like, that seems so small, but that is so major because, like you said, that's a little characteristic. If you're flying and you don't care if I make it to the next city, you don't care about me. So let me ask you my questions. I'm loving this, Lunel. All right, so we know your name is Lunel. Okay, question is, where do you live? I know you're worldwide. Do we want to say where you want to live? I know you're a celebrity, so I'm going to respect certain things. Do you want to say what city you live in?
I have two homes. One is in Los Angeles, and I'm in my home in Las Vegas right now.
Okay. And I know your age. Do you tell your age?
I don't, but it's Googleable. So
Okay, we'll Google it. Listen, I am making some exceptions for the Queen Lunel because she's not average. She is a whole celebrity. So I do got to respect certain things. All right. So we'll Google her age. That's what we can say.
if
Do you
that's
have
even
kids?
relevant, because age ain't nothing but a number. Because I know young guys that are very mature. I know older guys who are immature. So it's all about me, not my age.
Well, the reason why we say age because sometimes people want to date within a certain age range.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. Okay. You have kids, right? One child. And you was once married. And your job is a comedian. Do you want me to say something more?
No, that's on my profile I put entertainer, I think. Okay. But like I said, everybody on the profile, they're like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, nigga, please. I don't, everybody don't know what I do, because one guy that I was looking at, he was born in Sweden. He's black. He was born in Sweden, grew up in Chicago, but he's in Kuwait right now for business. He very well may not know who I am, and that's fine. But please.
Okay, I'm gonna put comedian entertainer. All right, so now we got it down. We got Lunel. She has 2 homes, Los Angeles and Las Vegas. We will Google her age. One child, was once married. She's a comedian entertainer. I know you said it's about the man that wants you, but let's just start with this first question. What kind of man do you desire?
I would desire a very caring, romantic, fun guy who's not jealous, who's not demanding, who's not needy, and who can deal with my lifestyle. Oftentimes, the women are asked to deal with the man's lifestyle if he's a rapper, if he's a musician, if he's an athlete. But what about when the woman is the baller? It's different because a lot of men get in their feelings. Will you be able to go out to dinner with me with people approaching our table? Because that will happen. Will you be able to go out with me and play security? Because that will happen. Will you be able to go out with me and people going to ask you to take pictures of me and somebody else? Because that's going to happen. And I want my man to say, I'm sorry, I'm not the photographer, but maybe you could get one of your friends to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You want him to say that? You don't want him to say that?
No, because I don't want my man to be put in that position to be my fucking photographer, because that gets on my daughter's nerves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not the photographer. If you want the picture, get somebody to take the picture.
So, I just want to see. So, if let's say this is your man, and then a person approaches you, they want to take a picture. You want him to say no to that?
No, I will probably tell them myself. Okay. If you can get somebody to take the photo, I'd be glad to take a photo with you. But my date is not your photographer. No.
Okay, got you. Okay, okay, we got you. Mm-hmm. Now, what are your deal breakers? What don't you like?
Now, before we get to the deal breakers, now Lunel is, quintessentially, she's a mixture of a woman, and a lot of women are that way, to be honest. She's being, whether you love her or hate her, she's being upfront with who she is. So any man who will be willing to date her, he's gonna know exactly what he's getting, and whether he wants to be with her or not, whether he has the qualities that she possesses or not, because she's and this is another thing too, and everybody is not just one thing too. Women aren't one way. Women are have multiple facets to them. So a lot of women could be a multitude of things. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what makes it complicated for men, because you might meet a woman and think, oh, she's really nice and she did, but then she might have the other side, and how far it goes, or it might be too much, and you're like, nah, it's borderline disrespectful. I ain't dealing with that. But she might be the one that, is caring and concerning for you and will cook you a meal, no problem, and be ready to follow your lead like nothing. And she's cooperative. See, this is why I say you got to find somebody who has the majority of the things that you are looking for, and you got to weigh the good and the bad, or the cons. The pros and the cons. You got to kind of weigh it, because nobody is one way. Nobody is one way. We have different, attributes. And, you got to determine what, if those are feasible for you, that's why it's the deal breakers. What's your deal? Is it smoking? Is it overweight? Those are probably deal breakers. Most people would be like, nah, I just can't do it. I don't care how nice she is, or how nice he is. If you 400 or 500 pounds, see, that was a deal breaker. I couldn't be with nobody that was 400 or 500, no big old fat man. Nah. That's too much. Being a crush me, So that would be a deal breaker. A big obese man, somebody who smoke weed all the time, or just smoking. That's a deal breaker. You don't want no weed head. You don't want nobody who smokes all the time. Nah, that could be a deal breaker. Somebody who's been to jail multiple times and you got a prison record, that probably is a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Or tattoos all over your body, that would be a deal breaker. So you got to find the things. So those things like that would be deal breakers for some. So you just got to find a person who has the majority of the things that are most important to you. And if they have some other, because everybody got flaws, you just got to find somebody who have flaws that you're willing to, accept, because you got them too. We all have them. So they got to accept your, the good and the bad and the ugly about you. You might be a great dude, protector, provider, loving man, but you might have hammer time on your feet. Your feet might be jacked up from working. You might have bad toes, and you might, I don't know, you might have a receding hairline, like half your hairline is gone. We know a lot of women hairlines are gone too, but there are a lot of men who they don't have a hairline and they holding on and they don't want to cut the hair off. So but you might be a nice, handsome dude, but that's just, are you going to get a man unit? Like, what you going to do about that? Like, you want her to accept you for who you are, so that, that might not be as important as who you are as a person and how you treat them. So to me, the things that matter are the things that's going to be beneficial. When I mean beneficial for the whole, the entire whole, the man, the family, the husband, the wife, like how y'all interact with each other and what's going to benefit y'all together, each other. It shouldn't be just one person just benefiting, the other one gets nothing. It has to be y'all working together. So if you got somebody who want to work together, who's understanding, cooperative, and willing to be a team player, and y'all do what y'all willing to do what's need to be done for y'all to excel and move forward and build a family and all that. Okay, to me, those are the most important attributes. You know what I'm saying? But once again, you don't want a weed smoker. You don't want a big fat, like certain things can be deal breakers. So, you should be able to find somebody who's not morbidly obese. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You just got to weigh the pros and the cons. And if they have more pros that you will accept, because everybody's situation is different. What somebody else find as a pro, you may not. What somebody else find as a con might be different. So whatever is most important to you, that's what you should take into consideration versus the flaws, because we all got them, And also having somebody who has the willingness to want to work on it. Because some people is like, take me as I am. I'm not changing shit. Do you want that? Or you want somebody who's culpable? Somebody who's willing to say, you know what? Yeah, I am this way, but I'm working on it. I got to work on it. I know I got to work on it. But, but they got all of the other great things about them too. So what do? Because ain't nobody walking around here got everything that you want. Ain't nobody got everything that you want. You're going to have to compromise somewhere. Let's continue.
I will not deal with any tobacco products. No pipes, no cigars, no blunts, no chewing tobacco, because I feel...
You wrong for this comment. Oh my God. Y'all are stupid. God forgive me. Why would you zick Kendra short and bald? Y'all stupid. That lady has hair on her head. The hairline is a little back, but she has hair. Kendra short and bald, but probably wouldn't date a short bald man. You wrong for that. For real, for real. Y'all stupid. Why would you say that? Oh Lord. You know, if that lady come over here trying to cuss me out, it's y'all fault. Cause y'all be saying some wild stuff. And she's short and bald. I'm visualizing her. She is short, but I'm visualizing her short and bald, child. Y'all stupid. Oh Lord have mercy. I can't. Y'all hit the like button, child. Oh Lord have mercy. Y'all somebody will give me a comment that just tickles me, child. This was it for tonight, I will say. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's continue.
Like tobacco smokers, if you kiss them, it's like licking an ashtray. It's not, I don't give a damn what kind of breath mint you eat or gum you chew. And also, even if people go outside and smoke, they come back in. My aesthetic is not leather. I don't have leather couches and stuff. So if you smell like tobacco when you sit on my couch and you leave and I lay on the couch, now my couch smells like tobacco. We got to do a whole Febreze thing. So I'm not into any tobacco and I don't care who don't like it. So there's that. That is a deal breaker.
Okay. No tobacco. Okay.
Mm-mm. And I also would like them, if they have children, I would like them to be grown, because I don't want, I got to go to my son's baseball game. I got to go to my daughter's recital. It's my twins' birthday party. Because guess what? I'm sorry. I don't give a shit about that. We had plans. I don't care. But if your kids are grown, they're not that needy, you know? Okay. And I don't want to deal with a bunch of baby mama drama and all that, because once I come on the scene, the baby mamas get very in their feelings. Oh, you dating that Hollywood bitch. Oh, you doing, it's like that.
Okay.
It's like that.
So you want an older child where the mother, you don't even have to do with her because the child's 20 something plus.
At least 19 or something like that, you know. I think if you don't have a proper vehicle for me to ride in with you, well, I would feel proud to be next to you. I'm not doing that. I don't care if you have to rent it, lease it, borrow it, but make sure it's clean and smells good if you're going to pick me up in it, you know?
Okay.
And
for clarity, could somebody pick you up in a Camry?
I don't even know what a Camry is. I don't know my cars. I don't know my cars like that.
Okay. Okay. We don't know what a Camry is. So acceptable cars maybe like Lexus, Mercedes. Are those acceptable?
Yeah. SUVs.
Okay, SUVs.
You know.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
from Arkansas. I don't mind a truck guy, but don't make that, if you have a truck, don't make that the main car.
Okay.
Because I don't want to pull up to the Bellagio with haystacks in the back of the. Sorry. You can.
Now, you know what? And I think when Lunel said she don't know what a Camry was, she probably didn't know. I'm thinking she really didn't know. She's just saying come with a decent car. I don't think it has to be the most expensive. When she said a truck, that told me right there, she's actually not saying you have to have the Bentley and a Mercedes, but she wants to pull up in a nice, clean, decent car is what I gather. And I think Kendra is on that. Kendra is on that. You got to have the Mercedes and the expensive stuff to show you got some money. But I don't think that's what Lunel was on. I really don't. She wasn't giving that. She was like, no, a truck, but don't come with a haystack. That means she don't mind a SUV. It could be a Ford. It could be what's the SUV, vehicles or whatever. So she wasn't really on the name, really. She's just saying a nice, clean vehicle. That's it. She wasn't saying the names. That's Kendra on that. Keith Randall, thank you for the super chat. Says, did she really get on this show and do this? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you. Yes, she did. Let's continue, y'all.
Do that. You can have that, but don't make that the main car.
That can't be the only car. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
Well, I can't make any demands on a man because I don't look a certain way, you know. I'm chubby and I don't work out and but I'm very active. Clearly, you know, I'm very active, and I don't have any desire to work out unless a guy could come at me in a way, you know, like, let's try to do this together, you know, let's try to tote up together, then I might have incentive to do that, you know. But I don't mind a little bit of a dad bod, but I don't want a pot belly. I got that. And then I don't like men with titties. I don't like that. Sorry. If I wanted titties in bed, I'm in Vegas. I could go get a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a man with titties.
Okay.
And I would like good teeth. Teeth are very nice and important. Good breath, good grooming. I like colognes and well dressed guys, even if it's a sweatsuit, as long as it's nice, you know. I just like, you know, I'm a simple girl. I just need you to look like you put forth some effort to impress me, you know, and then be consistent with that. Don't do nothing to me in the beginning that you don't want to do the rest of your life. Don't hold my hand in the beginning unless you are a hand holder. And
Now, she got a point right there. She got a point, y'all. I said this before. Don't start something you can't keep up. You know, be you, be your authentic self and do what you do. If that's not your thing, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go out of your way to try to please somebody with something that is not authentically you. Because now you're going to have to fake it and keep doing it even though you don't really want to do it. You're going to have to keep doing it because women get accustomed to certain behaviors and certain ways that you treat them. If you can't afford them high-end restaurants, don't take her there. Don't start out with that. Start out what's comfortable for you. And if she's okay with it, cool. If she's not okay, move on. Don't do things that you know you're not going to keep up because women going to look for you to do it. And then it's going to be a problem later on. So I always say, listen, that's why I say you don't go out of your way trying to please a woman. You do what you can, but don't try to like break the bank and go rob Peter to pay Paul to pay her and do all this. And you can't, it ain't really something you can afford or it's really not something that's you can do at the moment. But you know, don't do it. Be truthful to who you are, where you are, and if she likes you, it will be fine. If she only about the bag, then she gonna keep it moving, and you want her to keep it moving, you know, because everybody's not at their financial, you know, status, you know, where they're gonna be at any given point in time, you know. And if you're working on yourself, you're building, and if a woman don't want to work with you while you're building, then you're okay, let her go. Don't go out of your way trying to do that because that's the expectations that she's going to have. So I think that was a good point. Let's continue.
that's your skilo. Don't open my door in the beginning unless that's what you do. By the way, I won't even get out the car unless you open my door. So we'll just be in the parking lot. And you know, don't give me gifts unless that's what you do. Just don't do it. Let's be honest. Can we have an honest relationship? That's always fun.
Okay. Okay. This next question now, do we got to make a certain amount of money?
I don't necessarily want a man with a job. I do like a man with a career, though.
Okay.
You know, because a 9 to 5 working guy can't travel with me. I don't get vacation until 2 weeks in August. Well, what I'm gonna do the other 11 months of the year? You know, I'm probably gonna cheat. I'm a notorious cheater.
What? You cheat?
Now, see, now it's taking a turn for the worse. Now, and why do you need your man to travel with you all the time? Usually she travel for work, right? So why would you need him to always travel with you? Like, he can't have his passion or a job that he enjoys that doesn't require traveling. So that's a deal breaker. Like that part, I don't know. A lot of these celebrity women, they want a man to like follow behind them. But if he's always traveling with you, how is he making money? You know what I'm saying? If he don't have a 9 to 5, but what does he do? It still requires him to do work, something. So then when they fall short in the money, then that's when it could be a problem, you know? So yeah. And she says she's a notorious cheater, which, okay, child. Yeah. Somebody said good luck at first with that. And I'm like, yeah, good luck. Good luck. You can want what you want, but you got to want you. Just saying. Let's continue.
Yeah. Because just like the men do, when it's New Year's Eve and you're in another state and your man's in another state and you're supposed to kiss somebody at midnight. But I didn't cheat on my husband. If I'm in a relationship and we are committed, I'm not going to cheat. But if you're playing around with me and you're not being committed with me, because some of these hookups on here might just be that. They might just be a hookup. Everybody may not be looking to be in a relationship or be married. You know, you have to get in the relationship to find out if that is what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very manly in that way. I don't desire to cheat if at home I got a good thing. But the way that I travel is very difficult because leaving men at home alone is like leaving the water running or leaving the iron on. It's going to be a disaster. It's not a matter of if, it's when. So I've always been very defensive of my icebox heart. And I always feel like if I cheat and they cheat on me, then I won't feel so bad, you know. But I'm older now and I don't want to continue to do that. I would like to have somebody who's down for me and I'm rocking with them. And then I know how to keep my legs closed, mouth, underarm, titty, all that stuff. But unless we're, trying to be that, then I probably will not. And I'm just being very candid.
Right. Okay. So basically, you want a man.
Excuse me. People who are saying I got a long list, I see you. Kendra's asking me these questions, and I'm answering these questions. If anything I'm saying is getting on your nerve, you have the freedom. There's a little X right up here in the top, and you can click the fuck out.
They sure can. They sure, and I co-sign it. You cuss. Listen, I call them the cousins. You cuss them out. They got to be cussed out. I tell them all the time.
I'm just saying.
Nah, I got some cousins I love, and I got some cousins I don't fuck with. It's why they call cousins. We all got family members that we love a lot, and we all got them cousins that we don't fuck with.
In real life.
Yeah. So, Luna, I want to ask this. Okay, I want to get your take. Because you a boss woman and you got money. Let's say there is a guy who doesn't make as much as you, doesn't mind traveling, but you would have to buy his plane ticket. You would have to, are you open to that or no? He has to be able to make enough money to travel this world with you.
Rarely do I meet men who make as much money as I do. Okay. The money men want the trophy girls. They want the girl who was just on. They don't want me.
Oop, now. See, she giving us the ratchet, but then there's a little truth in there too. We got it, and I'm keen to when I hear the truth. The ratchet is there, but then there's some truth too. See, we're not one dimensional. There's more. She's right. The money man wants the trophy. She said it. She said it don't want her. So rarely does she said it. Rarely does she meet a man who makes more money than she does. Now that's being truthful. And see, that's where Kendra gonna have to realize that too. See, Kendra don't think what these people be saying applies to her, but it does. It does. I'm gonna rewind that. I gotta rewind that. American Man, thank you for the super chat. Says Kendra paid her to help avoid her video with old boy. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Thank you, American Man. I appreciate you though for the super chat. Baby, let me see if I went back enough. I want her to say that again.
In real life.
Yeah. So Luna, I want to ask this. Okay. I want to get your take because you a boss woman and you got money. Let's say there is a guy who doesn't make as much as you, doesn't mind traveling, but you would have to buy his plane ticket. You would have to, are you open to that or no? He has to be able to make enough money to travel this world with you.
Let's listen to that.
Rarely do I meet men who make as much money as I do. Okay. The money men want the trophy girls. They want the girl who was just on. They don't want me. So rarely do I meet a money man. I fly enough to have points. Okay. So I'll fly a man on my points. I'll buy a plane ticket if I want him to be with me. I'll even put him in first class because I could buy a ticket and put him back there. But I ride first class. And I would love for somebody to be able to sit there with me. I don't want to do that all the time.
Right. Okay.
But I'm not opposed to doing that. I've done it.
Okay. Real talk. We have a real talk. All right, Luna. Right now is the Kendrick hymn. This is when you stand up. We get to see this fabulous outfit. We get to see this fabulous outfit.
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's
Shout out
see.
to Luna's team. I appreciate y'all so much for making this happen. Okay, come on, Auntie. All right, Luna. All right. We see you, girl. Woo! we saw that booty when you turned around. Okay, we're almost done. When was your last relationship, Luna? Was it your husband?
No.
Okay,
No. Like I say, he passed away. So since then, I have had a relationship.
Okay.
I'd say maybe 6 months ago.
Oh, 6 months ago. Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone? You don't have to.
Less than 6, maybe about 4 months ago.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
I'm very sharp-tongued when I get pushed, and I'll say things that are hurtful. So I'd rather not be pushed, and I need to maybe need to work on being a little more kinder. And I'm very quick to. I'm like Cardi. I cut a nigga off. You know, I'm a blocker. I'm a notorious blocker. I need to work on maybe throwing guys in situations they're not ready for. My daughter says that I go too fast too soon with guys. Like I might meet a guy on Monday and be like, hey, you want to go to Academy Awards on Friday? I mean, you know, I'll be like, I need a date, shit. And then their mind gets blown too quick.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Okay. Zookeeper, thank you for the super chat. Says a man gonna have to drink or smoke something to tolerate her ways. Plus she cheats. Good luck with getting a career, man, child. Baby, I heard that. Thank you for the super chat, Zookeeper. I appreciate you. Keith, shout out to you. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Keith Randall, I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much, sir. Baby, Lord, you know, there's so much I could say. I'm trying to keep it cool. I try to be nice. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. You know, I just know some women are gonna have a hard time. You know what I mean? Like I think you know, there's some men out here who will sleep with anybody, so you can get sex as a woman. So if you're just trying to get laid, you could get that as a woman. But for serious committed relationships, I don't know. It's gonna be very tough. It's gonna be very, very, very tough. I don't know. This is a lot.
That's an amazing first date to go to the Oscars.
Yeah, well, I ain't been to damn Oscars, so they ain't going to the Oscars.
If you like the Oscars, some people could care less about the Oscars. It depends on what a person like. They may not care about I mean, if that's what they're into, some people could care less. So it might not be a great date for everybody. You know, I don't know. That's just me though. Let's continue.
But I have to work on moving a little bit slower.
Okay.
And then probably maybe I have to work on being a little more caring, because like I said about the kids' birthdays and I should care, I guess.
Okay, and now what's the age range do you want to date?
Well, I had been doing the younger man thing, but that's starting to get on my nerves, and I want to just talk a little bit about, because if I say, hey, put on Soul Town on Sirius XM radio, and I say, oh, that's Earth, Wind, and Fire. If somebody says, who?
I would say who? See?
What?
I know Earth, Wind, and Fire, but I didn't know that song.
Well, I didn't name a song.
I thought you said Showtime.
Soul Town is a station on Sirius XM radio.
Okay.
Like Shade 45 or like The Groove.
Okay.
Kendra, I would not date you.
Well, no, I know Earth. Okay, so I thought you were saying so. I didn't know that was a station. I thought that was the song title. But I do know Earth, Wind, and Fire.
right now. You know, I'm from Arkansas.
I'm so grateful. Fellas, you got to get her feet done. Now, here's the deal. You can push the heart or the star or...
All right, that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much the end of the ain't much else she was saying. Listen, shout out to Lunel child and Kendra G child. I just, you know, it is what it is. I will say though, at least she was being more honest. You know what I mean? And there were some things that I kind of expected from Lunel, and there were some things that I didn't expect. And I think there were some things Kendra didn't expect from her, you know, because, you know, a lot of these women think every woman who's on TV and make money think the same. And a lot of them don't, you know, not a lot of them don't. A lot of them do, but not all of them. They don't all think the same. So when you hear a different perspective from a woman who's successful, they kind of look weird. Like, yo, okay, yeah. She says she'll pay for his plane tickets, but she don't want to do it all the time. That's reasonable. She's willing to pay for some because she knows she makes more money. So she understands. He may not be able to, you know, and I think when you're in that position, that's what you're gonna have to get. You're gonna have to settle for a man who doesn't make what you make, but he's a cooperative man that cares about you. You know, that's just what it is, you know, because the men who make, you know, those men, you know, it's just a lot, child. You know, sometimes I'm just like, you know, do you? If you can get what you want, get it. But the problem is a lot of people aren't getting what they want. And half of them don't really know what they want. So that's going to be a problem. And that's part of the problem why they're not getting it. Eric Williams, thank you for the super chat once again, says DeeDee, love your night shows. Really? Do y'all? Because I don't know, child, if I'm going to keep this up. I really be wanting to. But thank you, Eric. I appreciate you. American Man says, you guys know you want to date Lorax. Get it. Oh, Lord. No. Oh, Lord. It's just a mess. It's a mess, you know. And I'm not the best looking woman out there. There's some beautiful, gorgeous women out there, but it don't really matter because the man who wanted me, he got me, and the man I want, I got. So I ain't even got to worry about that, you know. And I don't like to talk about that because Lord knows I want nothing crazy to happen, you know. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's the wildebeest and the I don't know what else to say. The ones who be having the highest, most unrealistic standards sometimes. And I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying it uses the wildebeest who always have the highest expectations. The bonnet brigade. It's always the ones who you never see them. They always have a bonnet on and dry lips and overweight and you know, are the ones who expect and want the most from you, you know, and it's just unfortunate. And I always wonder why. What are you? And there's nothing wrong with being confident and having self-confidence and thinking highly of yourself, but I just find the wildebeest are the ones who really be thinking they the tens, and they really be like I would not settle. I mean, that girl on TikTok, for one, I can't get her face out my head. I don't know her name, but she got a white ring around her mouth, and she fat, and she be always talk about what she want from a man, and it's about her friends getting it, but she can't, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow, you ever, you know, like you don't ever think why you're not getting what you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, the most unrealistic out the bunch. And have the highest expectations, and they be meaning it. They be like, oh yeah, I need this, I need that, I need a man to do this and do that, you know. I sometimes it's mind-boggling. It's like, come on now, at least y'all could be a little more cooperative. I'm just saying, you know, if you're lacking in some areas, you understand you gotta, you know, show up in other ways. Keith Randall says, stay in the paint, DeeDee, you're a starter. Thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate you for the super chat. You know, yeah, delusional, just delusional for real. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. And you can't tell them nothing. You can't say, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have standards. I think everybody should have standards. You shouldn't just allow anything. You shouldn't just allow people to take advantage of you or misuse you, mistreat you, abuse you. No, I don't think you should. No, I don't think you should just. When we talk about the bare minimum, when I think about bare minimum, I think about somebody who's just gonna treat you horribly, have no respect for you. You know, don't have no type of courtesy or they're not they're not a gentleman. They just don't give a damn and they're just talking to you crazy and think you're supposed to be. Nah, when I think bare minimum, I don't think of money. Everybody think of money. I think of what type of person you are, how you how you treat me, how you talk to people, how you treat people in general, you know, those things, because it says a lot about your character and who you are as a person and how you're going to be as a mate and a husband, you know, a father, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So are you genuinely a good person? That matters. But everybody's so focused on money and all that. So you skip all that, you forego the things that will be most important, and you go straight to the money, and then that don't last. You realize, oh, the person is really crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just backwards. It's really backwards. But it's just how it is, and you know, that's just how people operate. They're more focused on the money and nothing else, and then be wondering, looking stupid, wondering why this didn't work out, why I ain't gonna never find a man, because you don't know what you're doing. When you hear men saying women don't pick the right men, it's because it's true. You don't vet them properly. Somebody told y'all supposed to go after the bag, and that bag is running y'all nuts. You're losing your damn mind. You don't know what you're doing. So, you know, you get what you get. And whatever you get is, you know, if it doesn't work out, you need to reevaluate why you went after this person, whether it be the man or the woman. Why did you pick this person? What qualities were you looking for? If you telling me, oh, the money and he got to have a degree and he got to have a passport, none of that shit really matters. None of that really matters. You can get a passport anytime. You gonna disqualify a man or a woman because she don't have a passport? You can go get a passport. That ain't nothing that you can't get. Or if they haven't traveled, okay, if y'all want to travel, go travel together. Or they don't make $300,000, $500,000, $400,000, $500,000. Who makes that anyway? What average person makes that? Instead of putting y'all resources together where y'all can go travel together, y'all can do things together, y'all can build together. I don't understand the point of, oh, you got to have it all right now, because that's what women are saying. That, or you can't deal. And then you struggling to pay your bills. You don't have it all together. You got a lot of credit card debt. You ain't got no whole bunch of savings. You ain't got no whole lot of money saved up. You ain't no millionaire. So why does he have to be one? You struggling, but you want him to not struggle. And it's like, oh, I don't want no struggle love. Well, you struggling by yourself? If y'all get together, then y'all may not struggle. If y'all build something together, two heads are better than one. So y'all get it together. Y'all get it together. But anyway, they'll figure it out. A lot of times, unfortunately, they figure it out when it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying right there. So listen, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. Also, if you are new to the channel and you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream, you guys. Make sure y'all are watching the videos that are posted on the channel. At least go over, watch the video, and leave a like for me. And if you want to comment, that'll be great as well. Make sure you are watching the videos already posted, you guys. Make sure you share and like, hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. All right, so I will be back really, really soon, you guys. Make sure you have that notification bell turned on so that you'll be notified when I go live. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash app and supports the channel. Everybody who liked the stream. I appreciate you guys so much for doing so. And definitely stay tuned for more, y'all. I'm out here. I'm tired. Do y'all really like this time? I'm gonna try to my goal is to come on at around 6. 6 probably would be better. Do y'all like the evening better or the earlier time slot? Which one y'all like better? Let me know, please, because I be struggling either way. I be struggling either way, but I'm gonna try to be consistent and stick to a time. Lord, do y'all like the later time? 6 p.m. Central Standard Time is what I really want to do, or do y'all like the original time better? Let me know, please, child. Okay, all right. Rack 9, thank you so much for the super chat. Says these women are the Lulu, the foo-foo, child. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Okay, Lorenzo said both times. All right. Don't forget I was on Kendra G show twice. You could do commenter. I don't know. Okay. 6 because I was asleep when I caught you tonight. 6 because I was 6. Okay, 6. Anytime works for me. Okay, later times. I'm usually sleeping by now, child. I know, me too. That's why I'm saying. I don't know. I'm gonna pick a time and I'm gonna stick with it, y'all. But I gotta get out of here because I'm tired as hell. But thank y'all so much for being here once again. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all be safe. Take care, and I will see you guys soon. Mwah. Bye.